Hello, everyone. I'm Danica from Sentient Machines. I am a CEO and co-founder. And in the next few minutes, I am going to tell you about how Sentient Machines is planning to transform the future. So what we do is we have a platform that can understand human communication. Our first application is in call centers, so we are helping call centers to be more productive. We are analyzing speech and sentiment, the first stop is call centers for a simple reason that there is a lot of frustration. So I'm sure all of you here have had experiences with call centers, being frustrated with lengthy calls. And the truth is companies don't really like this. They are actually spending quite a lot of money to cut this frustration, but it's really hard. So if we look at some of the numbers, companies in fact lose about $5.9 trillion annually because of customer switching providers. So the obvious question here is how do we reduce customer churn? So how do we keep the customers happy? So this is where Sentient Machines comes into play. So we analyze phone calls and automate them. So as the calls come in, we automate repetitive calls and then send the unresolved calls to the most skilled agents. So this way, your customer experience can be completely transformed, and also there's a massive cost savings because your customers are not waiting, they're being served immediately, you don't have to have resources, more resources and so on. The second product we have is Sentient Analytics. So this one listens in to your calls and it analyzes, again, sentiment and why are people angry and all these different nuances about language. And then you could use this to improve effectiveness of your agents so your agents can deliver a better service. You could also improve efficiency of your quality assurance teams. And finally, you could also increase retention because you are reacting to this frustration in real time. So you could actually, call these people, offer incentives, do various things in order to keep them. So just to show you, to give you an idea of how does it look. So this is one of the, this is the dashboard we see. I don't know how much you could read, but it's actually, oops, sorry. It's basically on the left-hand side, there is a bunch of filters. And as you select these filters, so here you see sentiment, business opportunity, you could see agent names. And then to the right, there are different charts to show you basically the current state of your call center and where is it that you need to take action to improve it. So, for example, on the bottom one, there is like a trend chart. So if you introduce a certain change that we suggested, you could monitor the impact and you could see, how much money you have saved, how many more happy people do you have, and so on. One of the really, I don't want to say the most important, but it's one of the favorite features is attaching one score to each call. And this score is, we call it sentiment, but actually it's the score that identifies whether it's worth looking at the call or not from a manager perspective. And this is what you see here, sorted by sentiment. So that means if you're a call center manager and I give you top 10 negative calls, those are the calls that actually, if you look at them, you can definitely improve the performance and the bottom line. So this is just a screenshot of, because you could also dig deeper into the calls and in reasons why people are frustrated. So here on this screenshot, you just see the player where you could play and kind of skip through different annotations that we provide. Like you could see a lot of red here, so people are angry. You could see business opportunity and reasons. So these are business opportunities. Perhaps people are talking about competition and there is no negative emotion, but perhaps this is a sign to the business to look at and to improve the services. So just a few words to take you through one of the case studies, just to give you more of a flavor of how does it look. if you use our software. So the case study is a fintech, and what we did is we enhanced quality assurance and operations, and this was with 1,200 hours of calls, or 27,000, and we extracted about 45 topics from all these calls, and the results were actually pretty good. So in the quality assurance sector, we managed to save about 66% of their costs, which is for this particular size of the team an equivalent of £100,000. And bear in mind that this is quite a small team, so for bigger companies, the savings would be even bigger. And almost more importantly, with GDPR coming along, in terms of compliance, they were able to monitor not only 4%, which is what they do manually, but 100% of all the calls. So in addition to this, we also, with our technology, they were able to identify what we call business opportunities. So for example, we told them that 13%, we gave them the reasons of why guidelines were very weak and where they were weak, and they were able to improve these guidelines and cut their calls by 13%. The similar exercise we did with repeat calls. And we also identified 7% of lost opportunities. So this is where customers were literally spelling it out why they were not subscribing. But we were able to kind of group it and present it in a way that actually was useful to managers. The second, Sentient Automate, we also, so Sentient Automate is what we are currently building, and we'll have a prototype ready by the end of this year. So this this was just an estimation for the further cost savings with Sentient Automate. So we identified about 45% savings, and this is through automation of repetitive calls, frequently asked questions, and also security questions, which is always, it kind of takes 1/4 of each call. So that's it from me. So this is me and my co-founder 18 months ago at EF, where we started in the award-winning accelerator in London. And if you want to chat to me or us, we are downstairs in the startup village, and we are hiring, looking for investment, customers, everything. So do come and talk to us. Thank you.